Welcome to Star Citizen and the analysis of the changes and adjustments of version 3.14. After we have received extensive information from CIG what the current and very extensive adjustments to the weapons, shields, ships and flight behavior are aimed at, we have all the information, as usual, summarized and analyzed for you. The basis of the adjustments is a new coordination of the respective ship roles, the basic tasks of the different ships. In the ongoing balancing process, there will be shifts and changes to the individual ships and their classes. The goal of this adjustment is to create the more extensive and challenging combat and flight system, which should lead away from a nose-to-nose fight to more movement and dynamics. The individual ships should, depending on their class, convey a comprehensible performance and a believable handling. By highlighting specific advantages and disadvantages of the individual ships, it is also one of the main goals to avoid the best ship in its class. Rather, the versatility of the individual ships within a ship class is promoted, allowing for enormous personalization depending on the playstyle and player type. At the end of this balancing process, there is a sophisticated rock-paper-scissors principle, which makes each ship class and specialization necessary for different areas. The current balancing focus is initially for the 4 different fighter classes, which, due to their different specifications, will have a direct impact on the balancing of the ships that fall under them. The light fighter category has the goal to represent an optimum in one-on-one dogfights, as well as to create a considerable threat in swarm attacks against larger targets. Here a low durability is decisive, this limited defensive possibilities, however a maximum agility whereby here an outstanding side acceleration and high rotation rates are focused. Also the boost effects here primarily on the cross accelerations. So everything to be fast and agile in combat against small opponents. The agility is sufficient to be able to avoid larger opponents, but also to become very dangerous to these larger opponents in a swarm. Classic representatives of this category are, among others, the Aegis Gladius and Anvil Arrow. In the category of interceptors, on the other hand, we have ships that often have special equipment or features, a clear focus on forward acceleration with a rather average agility and also a low durability. The boost here is mainly forward acceleration, whereas we have a reduced agility compared to the light fighters. A core element of this class is that we find additional possibilities and options in the ship's equipment or gear. Examples are the Avenger variants Warlock and Stalker, as well as parts of the Orison 300 series, but also other versions of different ship series, like the Origin M50 series, fall under this category depending on the variant. With the medium fighter class, equipment flexibility and equipment optionality is highlighted, which will be the key advantage here. Agility is in the mid-range here, with increased defensive capabilities. The boost here affects all movement axes equally. With this class, it will also be possible to fight against larger targets by adapting the armament and equipment accordingly. In addition, the increased flexibility offers more diverse uses and options than, for example, light fighters or specialized interceptors. Best known representative of this class are parts of the F-7C Hornet series. The last category of current adaptations are the heavy fighters. These are excellent for prolonged combat, even against multiple ships. It is announced that this will be the only fighter class with manable turrets, with size 2 shields as well as the ability to carry heavy weapons. We find here the top of the fighters again. In this class, we also have the worst agility as well as a boost which affects all axes equally. And because of the class description, ships from the Cutlass or Freelancer series with some models will move up into this heavy fighter category. This has already been shown by an adjustment of the agility as well as the defense's capacities. This in addition to ships of the Vanguard series. In the future, other models of various manufacturers will be found in the heavy fighter class, which meet these requirements. An Anvil Hurricane will presumably also find itself in this category, as well as the recently introduced Orison Scorpius, since both have a manable turret and fit into this class description. In addition, the current adjustments to the ships show us very well into which category they will be placed. There will also be extensive adjustments to the classifications of all ships. However, this is not just a matter of reassigned ship classes, but will have a direct impact on handling and capabilities. In general, almost all ships have been adjusted with regard to the hit points of the hull as well as individual elements. For example, attachments and wings are usually much stronger and more resistant, which makes them harder to fall off or shoot down, and makes it necessary to focus on these areas should we want to detach parts from the hull. Also, all manable turrets have been significantly improved and strengthened, which increases the usefulness of a gunner significantly. It applies in the future the principle, don't fly solo, take a Wookiee with you, even more. In combination with the missile operator mode, as well as the crew's ability to direct influence the energy supply, the Mutli-Crew area in particular has been significantly improved and expanded. Solo operation of a larger Mutli-Crew ship is still possible, but far less effective. Also, the implementation and changes through the power management system have a direct effect on the space battles as well as the mobility of the ships. Thus we can use our boost by the capacitor energy, now also for a rotation acceleration, which is above all for larger ships of advantage. Furthermore, heat generation will no longer be the primary limitation in the future, but the power system itself, with its own personal power distribution preference. Furthermore, the power management system allows us to use additional bonuses in the 3 different areas. As soon as we set an energy level above the default value of 33% in an area, we receive increasing bonuses for it. In the area of shields, this results in a damage reduction through an increasing shield's hardening, which is automatically activated. Thus we suffer less damage and hold out longer, especially for a defensive playstyle, the escape from attackers or in larger battles. This can be a decisive advantage. In the area of weapons, although this only comes into play with energy weapons, we get an increased shot capacity. This has a direct effect on the damage we can cause. Depending on the energy weapons used, this difference is usually very significant in the number of shots. And in terms of thrusters, the cost of using boost is reduced, allowing us to boost longer and fly faster. This gives us not only the ability to escape effectively, but very practical advantages as when departing from a landing zone. And this actively and alternatively varying the energy distribution depending on the game situation is not only useful, but associated with additional bonuses. Overall, the changes made so far have already had a significant impact on the combat system, making it more tactical and simulation heavy. The movements and thrusts are a big step closer to a more believable flight behavior, where strategic planning ahead in combat brings significant advantages. Also, the changes affect the multi-crew experience in many areas, which has been greatly strengthened and improved. I hope you enjoyed the video and leave me a like and maybe even a subscribe here. The changes to the ship classes are of course unusual at first, but are in our opinion the right way to maintain and increase the versatility and individual specialities of the ships. Thus all ships have their specific advantages and disadvantages, which makes it possible for each player type a suitable ship. In addition, the battles feel more challenging and exciting again. But as always, I'm interested in your opinions on the subject. Do you like the new combat and flight system? Do you wish the old one back? Feel free to tell me in the comments, in the Discord or in the daily Twitch livestreams. And as always, the most important at the end, a big thank you to all Patreons, channel members and Twitch subscribers. Without you, this would not be possible in this form. You are a huge motivation. Thank you for that, guys. You rock! And of course, there will be extensive giveaways again this month. How you can participate and what to expect, you can see in the following announcement trailer. I say goodbye until next time. See you soon. And I say as always, see you in the verse.